we have a very special guest from Romania. Please welcome Bogdana
Hi,
Guzanu. Hi,
hi,
how
Kishbu.
are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm
Hello, Bogdana.
okay.
How are you? Okay.
I'm okay.
Am I
I'm fine. Hi.
am I audible to you, Bogdana?
Yes, 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 you are.
Okay, I want to start this session with a positive note. I want to say something about when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Today,
Ma-
in today's session, we will also talk about her only, and then we will talk about something about women empowerment, and then her career struggle, and then we will talk about some more things also you can explore more and more in this session. So first, we will start with the first thing that is the introduction of Bogdana. So as I told you, her name that she is Bogdana Guzanu. She is a writer. She likes drawing. She is an author also. She is a dramatist also. So let me tell you in elaborate manner that in 2011, I wrote a play which is a monologue called "Do It for Me," and I played it in August at the Culture House in the town where I was born, where she was born in Romania, Campina. Her literary poetry debut started in December 2009. She was published in the literary magazine Cenacle de la Politnese, the literary circle from Politnese, edited by Elena Mozzi and Valentin Liao. 2020 in June, she went to a radio Diaspora 360 in the show called The World of the Words, presented by Petru Aboriti, and she recited her poems. She had an interview with Ati Budugrati, a Romanian literary blogger. There was an article about her in Gandal, The Thought, presented by Simone Tanishiku. In September 2020, it was a show on Radio Vacative, Reader on the Microphone, presented by Claudia Minella. Claudia, read her play, Do It For Me. It was her play, Do It For Me. Then in September 2020, she started to present on Radio Diaspora 360 a show with Petro Aboriti called Senseless News, a humoristic show. She went at a poetry marathon organized in Campina, Romania. In December 2020, she won third place at the Romanian poetry contest organized by Murasinler House Museum from Brasov. She had an interview on Mesomorph, a Romanian online platform about talented youngsters. Wow, there's a list of achievements. In December, she was published in a Romanian anthology called Literary Alpinism and in a magazine called The New Magazine, edited by Florine Docia. From January 2021, she took several international recognitions on different online competitions. She had several interviews with Ayo Guterres, with Loy Monroe, and Gelda Castro. She had different projects with Radio ING with Lonal Seva. Some of her poems became songs with the help of singer Gyuri Mezabrovsky. She was published in Tefes Literary Magazine. She was published in Romanian magazines like The Shop Window with Poetry and Eminentiana. She participated to a show at Parrot TV with Dustin Pickering. Wow, what a fabulous list and what a fabulous achievements you have got in a live, Bogdana.
uh, some of them I couldn't put all. It was a long bio if I put them all. But some of them, yes. Yeah, I worked a lot for these achievements. I didn't do this from the beginning. I mean, maybe some people would say, "Oh my God, you're so lucky." Yes, I was, but I struggle a lot. I mean, I wrote that play in 2011, and then I haven't wrote for many years. I started then in 2019 again with poetry after a long, long time. So it was a struggle in, inside of me,
Yeah, of
because
course. Indeed it is.
I, I wasn't decided what to write. I knew that I had to write, but I wasn't sure what to write. Then I discovered that I like to write poetry, not only plays, not only theater plays. And um, then I really started to take this seriously, and I started to take all kind of recognitions. And those recognitions, somehow gave me that encouragement that I can do better, and everything changed. Then the participation with radio studios, it was like I never did this before. It was at the beginning. It was very difficult for me. I didn't knew what work involves this, and then when I started, I really like it. And for example, you mentioned some shows there, and for example, at Radio ING, I still continue to do this. The radio is not in Romania. The studio practically is in Athens, in Greece, but the founder of the radio communicates with me, even if it's a distance between Greece and Romania, and we do a lot of Romanian shows from the Romanian from diaspora there from Greece. And for example, I have my own show in which I make I recite, theater plays, fragments from theater plays, because I like very much theater, so I'm passionate about this, and it's my own show,
Okay, okay. So,
yeah. And
shall we basically
I called my show theater theater addicting.
actually, indeed, it is showing these achievements and the long list, obviously showing your hard work, the kind of hard work you have done in your life, and then achieve this much thing. So, of course, it is your hard work. Bogdana, actually, I want
Yeah.
to, yeah, I
Yes.
wanted to ask you your inspiration for writing poems, but you have already answered. So it was a great answer. Let's go to the second one. That sometimes we generally hear that poems, whenever we write, or when any story, or whenever we write poems, we basically express our feelings about ourselves, whatever we are thinking. So it actually soothes our soul. So how writing poems affects your personality? Does it affects your personality or not?
It does not affect my personality. It reveals it, because I said before, writing was a therapy for me. It was a therapy because I had, a tough period of life. And it also it made me, to reveal all my problems, but not like being ashamed of them, because many people, for example, if you tell them, write about yourself and your own problems of life, they're ashamed to do this. Oh my god, people will laugh about me, what would they say? No, I'm not ashamed. I just tell my own problems, because we are people, and life is not pink all the time. So I feel them in poetry, or I don't know, in theater, because I know that somehow, somewhere, there are people who had maybe the same problems, and they will recognize themselves in my writing, and it will be, a kind of, let's say, medicine for them. So that's what I wanted to do.
Actually, Butkana, I want to ask you that you have written a play, Do It For Me, that
Yeah.
you have mentioned in your biodata, and we have mentioned to our Indians also. Do It For Me. What it is all about, I mean, what it is about this play is, and what inspired you to write this play?
Uh, the idea of the play came after a tough period in my life. Um, I didn't have my mom with me because she died when I was born. Actually, we were born because we were two twin sisters. My sister died too shortly after my mom. She passed away, and my father got, let's say, married again with another woman after my mom died. And let's say we didn't get along too well, and my dad kicked me out of the house. So I had a very difficult life, because it was immediately after I finished high school, and I wanted to go to university. So I needed money, I needed support, I didn't have this. It was very difficult to find a job and also to go to university, because you know how it is when when you go, they, teachers want you to be present, at courses, and it was very impossible to do this. So it was very difficult. I passed that period. I had a lot of, good people who surrounded me and helped me. And after that, I felt that I had to say these things somehow. I didn't know how. So, at the beginning, it was like a journal, starting writing and telling what I was feeling about. And in the same period, I had a friend who had leukemia. She was very ill. She died, unfortunately. And I tried to mix my experience of life with my friend's experience of life with the illness, and I created a character. Let's say in Romania it's Jordana, but I can say Jordana in English. And it was the main character of the play. And I said the name "Do It For Me" because it was like a message. At the beginning, the end was, let's say, sad, because I said that, after my character had so many disappointments, in the end she would suicide. Then I changed the end. I was talking with somebody and said I would like to take the play for a project, but I would like you to change somehow the end. And I thought about it, and I made the character like, like she was in a, let's say, in a clinic death, talking to God in somehow. And God tells her, Jordana, you have to go back on earth. Your mission is not here accomplished yet. You have to go back and you have to fight, because you have a lot of people who love you. So I changed this, that after this discussion with God, God gives her another chance and she still lives. And "Do It For Me," it's like a message. I mean, if I can fight, you fight for me. Don't try to do what I did. Don't do the same mistakes. Fight for your dreams. Stay alive, because you don't have to, you don't have to get stuck in depression and all kind of things. You can move forward if you want to. So this is the message. Do it for me. Fight for me, please. Go forward. And it was a message because I knew that a lot of, even today, a lot of youngsters have this depression period. There are a lot of them who are not supported by parents, who have difficult problems in their families, or maybe they're not supported even more, in their dreams. Nobody supports them, nobody believes in them. And they have this depression period, and they say, oh my God, I don't want to live anymore. I don't have reasons to live. And they're very, very young. I mean, like, 18 years old, and they're thinking of death. And this was a play to tell them not to do this, and that maybe it was my mistake to think about this at that period, and that God gave me, the opportunity to see the light. And now I'm very happy, because even if I had a tough period, I'm surrounded by good people, by people who trusted in me. If I published in anthologies, or if I made shows somewhere, or if I had interviews, that's because of you, because you trusted me. You gave me this opportunity. You were kind, and you heard, my message and what I wanted to do. So that means that God exists. And I try to do the same thing. For example, if I know a colleague of mine who is a writer, and he wants somehow, to publish, or he wants to, I don't know, do all kind of things, I try to tell him, go there, write there, publish there. Um, for example, I have Romanian poets, and I try to they send me their volumes, and I try to recite poems from their volumes on my YouTube channel, and to promote them, free, without no money. So I don't charge on nothing. I just do it because I know how it feels to, to need encouragement. So I give from my heart the same thing.
Bogdana, indeed, it was a great title you have given to your play, and of course, it will reach to the youngster, and it will motivate them to get out of any problem. Of course, it will. Bogdana, you have talked about the depression and then you have talked about the positivity. So I would like to recite a poem on positivity. The title is Positivity Only.
Uh, okay, I'll try to find something about positivity, even though my let's say my poems are not always about positivity. I don't know. Let's see if I can
It's okay,
find
Bogdana.
some.
It's okay, Bogdan.
I'll
You are
try.
a poem.
Okay. I don't know if it's exactly a, let's say, a positive message, but let's say it is, because it's it's the same thing, the same message for, don't go into depression. It's
Okay.
called broke. What if I'm cash broke? I don't have rich worries. What if I'm love broke? I will find the right guy. What if I'm friends broke? I don't need false friends. What if I'm hope broke? I will borrow it from God. What if I'm dream broke? I will borrow one from a bird. So it's very short, but
But it is giving, indeed, it is giving a a very big message to our youngsters, to our youth, even to everyone, isn't it?
yes, 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 because I thought even the title, everybody says I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. I started from the thing with money, Don't worry, you don't have
Yeah,
to have, not necessarily rich. You don't have to be a rich guy. You just have to have the necessary,
exactly, Bogdana. Exactly. It was very beautifully written. Bogdana, I
Thank.
want to ask you that generally we say that pen has the capacity, or we can say pen has the power to change this world, or ink has the power to change this world. So I want to ask you that what kind of changes your ink or your writing can make in this world, or how do you want to make, how do you want to change our society?
I don't want necessarily to change, for example, the style of writing, because I can't say I have a style. For example, sometimes I write with rhyme, sometimes I write in freestyle. Not this, but what I want to change, and I hope that people understand me, is that I just want to encourage people to be sincere in what they write. Sometimes they're not. They try to take, I don't know, another story, somebody else's story. They're afraid of people. Like, oh my God, somebody's gonna read about this, and what would they tell? Just don't care. Say what you wanna say, because you never know who will recognize in your story, who will see himself as in a mirror when he will read your story or your poem. So I just want to encourage people to be sincere, not to pretend to be somebody else, because it's very important when you write, or I don't know, when you do something, an art, it doesn't matter. You're an actor or you draw, or people just, they need to catch you. They need to get to you. But in order to get to you, you have to give them your soul, just like saying, this is who I am.
Yes.
Maybe some people will judge you. Okay, I have judgments too, like, oh my God, who you are, who do you think you are? You're not so beautiful, things like that. I don't care. I just do my job, because I know that there are people who then come back and write to me and say, oh, Bogdana, uh, a few weeks before I was so happy because I posted, I don't know, a quote or something in English on my YouTube channel, and somebody saw it and said, Bogdana, I was depressed. And when I listened to the quote, I was, like, oh my God, I'm so, full of hope that something can change. And I say, okay, you see, that's how writing can change. It can change because you're sincere and you give a message and somebody sees it, and you can change him the day or the life. I don't know. To be more powerful, to have more trust him or her, that's important. This is what I want to change, not to be superficial, because writing is not like going to the office and that's everything. Writing is about life, it's about everything we experience, even if we experience our own life or social problems, that happened in the society, or bullying or things like that. They are real. So we write real in order that people should, in order to that people could understand us, because otherwise, if you're superficial, people start to believe that it's good to wear a mask. Okay, maybe there are consequences. Maybe that not all the people would love you, but you have to risk, to take your chance.
Yeah, exactly, Volcano. So we just have to be ourselves, and what people say doesn't matter at all. Let them be judgmental about anything, but we should be do whatever we want to
Yes,
do. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Budgana, as you are an author, you are a dramatist also, you have written a play. So, how do you perceive this world as a female writer? I mean, like, what do you want to tell the world about a woman? As sometimes this world is a brutal, I mean, you can say that sometimes this world is a brutal dream, or sometimes it is a poet's paradise. So, what do you want to say? What do you want to tell about the women to this world as a female writer?
Well, here, for example, in Romania, there are big differences too, because when there are good male authors, I don't say they aren't, but sometimes it's this, difficulty when publishing, because a lot of men are more published than women, because oh my god, she's a woman, what does she write? Because it's this big difference. They say that women are only romantic, and they write, I don't know, romantic stories or romantic poems, and that's all. It's not like that. I have some female writers in Romania which I like a lot, and I think they write not only romantic things. For example, I have uh, let's say a dramatist who also is a writer, Chris Simeon, and she wrote, for example, a book about her experience with having cancer, and she became an example for a lot of women who have cancer and feel unable to confront the disease, and they're afraid of, being judged and everything. And she just gave hope to those women, she just gave hope. She even made the movie after her book, and the movie got in all the hospital where there were women with cancer, and she became like a role model. This is very, very important. And I don't believe women are just only romantic or something like that. I wish, for example, as a woman, to give this message that we can be sensitive, okay, we can cry, but we can also be powerful, because you know um sometimes sometimes men say that we are only sensitive and we're not powerful because we always cry. We cry all the time, but there are moments in life when, for example, we don't necessarily cry on the outside. We cry on the inside. Nobody knows our struggle, and we just carry on with everything, and nobody knows. Even our partner. Sometimes he doesn't know we're not okay. He thinks we're okay because we're smiling, but we're not
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
So we are powerful because we just keep moving, and we're not just like only sensitive persons. We can be powerful too. There shouldn't be this discrimination between men and women. Men have their advantages and women too. But
Yes,
it should be a respect, between male and female, not judging that, I don't know, men are not okay, women are not okay. No, they're both okay. It's nice to
yes,
see, for example, collabing persons, like, see a man who's collabing with a woman on a project. That's very beautiful. You should not judge the other one. You should have a collab. This is the perfect thing. So this is what I would like to see, not judging women and thinking that we're not okay.
Yeah, exactly, Bogdana. You have mentioned very fine lines that there shouldn't be any discrimination between a man and women. Let them the way they are, and we should accept their differences also. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would like to recite a poem, Bogdana. The Moral
sure.
Women. The moral woman, she smiles even to an evil man. Her heart is gentle, and her ways are humble. Her humility and loyalty can save the whole of humanity. She builds a house and makes it a home. Her righteousness alone will forever be atoned. Her voice, a sweet tone, like you, like yours, that touches the hardened heart. She makes her ways right and keeps her environment tight. Her words can stop a fight, and she will always be a light.
Oh, very nice. Congratulations.
Actually, I didn't write it. The poet is
Oh,
Hazekal Ilya. She is a very
oh, very nice
brilliant.
the poem. Yeah,
Yeah, she has written it very beautifully. Actually, I
yeah, very
uh,
powerful poem.
yeah, she has very beautifully described the women's morale. That is why I wanted to recite in this session. Bogdana,
Yeah,
I want to ask you
yes,
that generally we consider a poem, whenever we write a poem, we consider it as the current status of our mind. Whatever we think currently, we express it. We express it in poem. Basically, these are our current feelings, we can say. So, do you agree with this point, or if yes, then why? If not, then why not?
yeah. Usually we express, what do we want to express, but the poem is not necessarily only a status of mind. It's a kind of mixture between mind and soul, because um if we would think only about the mind, sometimes the mind says don't write this, don't do this, but your heart says come on, do it. It's a kind of agreement, let's say, between mind and soul, to make them to the both should make peace together, something like this. It's an agreement, a peaceful agreement. Because, even in real life, sometimes, you want to do something, your mind says, don't do it. Your heart says, come on, do it. So, poetry mixes the both of them, because you also have rational things you write, and you also have, especially the ones from the heart, that you release them for writing, because sometimes, you don't have that necessity to talk. You just want to write. You think it's better to write than to talk.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
generally, when people read something, that's when they feel, not necessarily when, I don't know, they talk to somebody. I think many people who write poetry do this because they feel to do this, because I don't know, they don't feel this necessity to talk, or maybe they don't trust the people around to talk about some issues. So then they start writing, like, a confession to God, let's say. Come on, God, I had a problem today. I'm gonna tell you this in a story.
Yeah,
It's like a confession.
exactly. Exactly. But Jana, I want to ask you that you are already a published poet. I mean, you are a published author, a dramatist. You have written a play, "Do It for Me," and then you have
Hmm.
appeared in many radio shows. Then your poems became songs also, and you have participated in a show at Parrot TV Western Pickering, as you have mentioned in your biodata. So
Yeah.
we can say that you are already an orchard of talents. So, what else experiment do you want to do in your laboratory of life?
Uh, I don't know yet. All this, I discovered my passions, like, in a long time. I don't say, like, I wake up this morning and I say I want to do this.
Okay.
Uh, I have I like drawing, as you said. but I didn't start drawing with normal colors. I discovered that what if I draw with my own makeup? I don't know why I do this. It was just a curiosity if I can do it. It seems that I can. And I like photography a lot. Yeah, I don't know if I wish to be a photographer, but I really like, going in nature and doing, making photographies. And I think that I would like to try to write scripts for movies. Yeah, I think it's something interesting because
Okay.
I'm getting used to writing theater plays also. So I know it's a little bit different, but I would really love to do this. I think it would be an interesting thing, to work for a movie, to make the script. Yeah, I really like, to take these two things, writing and acting. And yeah, I'm passionate about acting too, because you said it in the bio that I played my own play, yes, because I wanted to give the text to somebody else, but in that period, that actress was so busy that she couldn't do it. And finally, I had a good friend who made, who helped me with the lights and everything. And he told me, "Why don't you play your own play?" And I said, "Oh, come on! I don't know if I'm good at acting." Acting was again like a therapy to express my feelings with no problem, no fear, no nothing. It was like, okay, this is who I am, and I'm very passionate about it. Yes.
Oh wow. So you want to explore more and more things in
Yeah,
different.
maybe this. Yeah, I said maybe this. Maybe I said combining writing, with movie, with I don't know, with writing scripts and things like this. Yeah, I'm very passionate. I don't know why I'm so attracted to this, but I I really like this. Yes, I'm very crazy when it comes to this.
Yeah. Bogdana, you have mentioned that you are interested in drawings also. Can we see any drawing of yours?
I will try to put it in camera. I hope that it should see. I don't know how to put it. Tell me if you can see it or not. I don't know. I see only my fingers.
That I can see.
Um, how I should put it? Uh-huh. It's a kind of head of cowboy. Look, it's his face under a
Oh,
hat.
it's a beautiful drawing, Bogdana.
Yeah, yeah. I try to do this sometimes when I have time. I don't have usually a lot of time for this, but I try in weekends when I don't write to do this. Not very often, but sometimes it's something that gives me, a lot of peace, inner peace. It calms me down. It helps, a lot with my feelings. So yeah, I like this too.
Bogdana, as in literature, well, you have achieved a lot of things. So you are the queen of literature. We can say that, isn't it?
Yeah, let's say not queen, but a
No,
little princess.
no, the queen word will be correct. So you are kind of queen because of your achievements also. So I want to ask you that what kind of changes you want to bring in literature world? In literature world.
uh, I don't know. I just said it. I like for me the changes would be this, to change this superficial thing for, in this world, unfortunately, sometimes there are people who just write superficially. They write like, winning money. They don't write with their hearts, and I don't think it's a good thing. I mean, if you want to, be capable of winning money, first of all, you have to write with your own heart to get to people. And after you get to people, and if they like you and they buy your books and they really appreciate your work, maybe then, yeah, you would be capable of winning money too. For example, I don't follow this. Okay, I don't say I wouldn't like it. I i would be very happy if I can win money from this. It's a little bit difficult in Romania. Not all the writers have like a good financial status. You don't win money. You don't win a lot of money from writing. Usually, it's a passion. But
Yeah.
I'm not following this. generally I just write forgiving messages for people, and I know that maybe one day when a lot of people will follow me and will see my work, yeah, maybe then the money will come too. But I know that nothing comes if you don't attract people, and you have to attract it with your own, your own faith, your own work, your being, because otherwise you can't attract them. So this is what I want to change. I mean, people should understand that generally art, not necessarily writing, you can't do art without soul. You can't do it. You can't paint something without putting your soul there. You can't write something without giving a message. You can't sing something. You have a voice, but if you have a voice and you don't have a message, it's like no connection. Everything you do, acting, singing, writing, all the art involved needs your soul there. You have to put yourself there, all. No matter what the consequences, no matter what other people say, you just have to be yourself. Don't be afraid. Just go there, because people will love you and will be attracted to come after you. All the big leaders or all the big writers became leaders or big writers because they had something to give to people. And because they were, like, they were not like, so it's good to be proud of yourself, but not like selfish, like I'm the best of the best. No, you have to stay humble. Okay, I'm good, I have recognitions. You have to believe in yourself, but stay humble, because people, you know we as writers write especially for common people, not for rich people, not for people who have everything, especially for common people. So the common people should see the common in you.
Exactly, Volcana. Exactly. We actually write for the common people, and the reader should find those common thing in us, those common man
Mm-hmm.
in our. Exactly. But Gana, I want to ask you that earlier people used to read more and more books when we did not have this kind of technology. But over the years, I want to ask you that uh, earlier people used to read more and more books when we did not have this kind of technology. But over the years, our technology has metamorphosed in an unprecedented way. So we actually quit reading, and we are nowadays busy with our mobile. So how do you perceive this situation?
For example, I'm a writer who has a lot of real books at home. I am still reading old version of book.
Oh,
Um, yeah, let's say old classic. I don't know how to say it. I really sometimes maybe I read books on internet too, but let's say not very often. Especially because I wear glasses. I can't stay a lot in front of I don't know why use phone or laptop or something that it bothers me a lot. I'm really tired, after staying a lot and looking there in the screen and reading. And the second, because I don't know, sometimes I make the comparison for the same book on the internet and between the classic version, and I saw that on internet we're missing passages from the book. I There were a lot of fragments were missing. So from this point of view, it is not quite good. From the other point of view, yeah, it's a great opportunity, for example, to communicate with other poets, with other writers, to know them, because since the pandemic started, a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to meet each other in real life, and
exactly.
especially distance. Like I'm in Romania and somebody else is in Philippines. I can go there, you know. So the opportunity for meeting each other and talking, about different subjects is here with the internet. Sometimes technology helps, sometimes don't. It doesn't. But we have to find the measure between these two, not giving up on real books. No, this is not a solution. Also using the technology with measure, when we need it, not to become addicted. This is not good, not to become addicted, because this takes a lot of, you're looking only at the phone or at the laptop. This is not okay. You have to spend your time with your family too, or with your boyfriend, or with your dog, I don't know. And then you have to see what you want to do, I don't know, as a writer, take care of your project and things like that. So we have to find the measure between these two. Technology is good when you know how to use it and until what limit you want to use it. Otherwise, sometimes it can become destructive. Another problem which is on technology is that uh, on many groups, for example, when somebody posts a poem, there are a lot of people who just take others' work and make plagiarism, which is a real problem. And they, like, they think this is normal to take somebody's work and to post it and to say, this is mine. Okay, I don't know if it's very easy to, I think it's very easy to discover if you know the real poet, and the real poet has posted, the name and the country and everything, and you see this is plagiarism. But, it's bothering to see people that they even done their work and they want to be appreciated for others' work. This is not good. Why would you do that? Why don't you try do your own job and people to appreciate you for your originality, not for others' work? This is a big problem, because for administrators, group administrators, or I don't know, magazines, or where you can post in electronic platforms, this is, they can't control this. It's very difficult. You have to have a different mechanism, a special mechanism to follow if that poem, or I don't know, that literary post was plagiarized or not, and they don't have this. So it's very difficult to follow, and it's bothering even for the other poets who post and see, oh, that guy is a plagiator. Take him off from the group. It's bothering to see these things, and I wouldn't feel comfortable. I mean, I don't know why they do this, but it's very uncomfortable, and it's very, this is a shaming thing. It's not good. Yeah. Maybe these are the problems, yeah, with the technology.
Yeah, exactly, Bolgana. And you have mentioned a statement that was very right. That technology is useful when we are aware of it. We know how to use it. Otherwise, it is destructive. Exactly. Bogdana, I want to ask you a very curious question. That as a pioneer in this field, what kind of beacon you want to become for budding writers or budding poets or poetess?
Um, I want to become, I don't know, an open person. I mean, I am an open person. Um, but I want, to have, let's say, friends in other poets. I don't want to have a kind of competition between me or somebody else. Even if I take recognitions, it's not like um um hating somebody for others' recognitions. I know that, maybe sometimes I'm sorry for myself. I say, you couldn't have done better. Okay, but that pushes me to work a lot, to work more and more, to be a better writer and a better writer. But I don't hate somebody for this. I mean, if I see it, another person a recognition, I don't say, oh, come on, I hate you. You took that recognition and I didn't. No, we should be friends because we're in the same circle, in the same literary circle. We should be happy for the other ones. Because I had some projects and I don't know, the other didn't participate at my project. Somebody had the project and I didn't participate it, or the other didn't participate it, and so on. It's not a problem, but unfortunately there are people who are, like, so jealous on this. If you take a recognition, they are like, oh my god, you took the recognition, I didn't, I hate you. This is not, if you write or you're a writer, you should not have hate in yourself, not on this. This is not a matter of hating. Or there are people who, for example, go in a group, they post the poetry, for example, for one day. And after that, if the administrator sees that other people who stayed there a long time in the group and they wrote beautiful poems, and the administrator gave them a recognition, they're like, only after a day, why did you give them? Why did you give them the recognition? Well, come on, you have to write every day. You know, the recognition doesn't come in a day. I remember that when I started writing in a group, uh, I think it took 2 or 3 weeks after I received my first recognition. So it was some time, you know. I didn't took it the second day. And some people don't have patience. They just want results. They just want recognitions. They just want to be applauded, but they don't work for this. It's not like this. I mean, I know that this is, you know, we live in a, let's say, speedy life. We have a speedy life. Everything is on speed. Do this, do that, go, I don't know where. Do that, do that. I know everything is like speedy, but you have to have patience when it's about communicating with people, because I'm like this too. Sometimes I have this problem too, that maybe, I don't know, somebody wants an interview today with me and I have to go I don't know where, and I have a lot to do and I'm like stressed. But I try to have patience, because otherwise I won't do nothing, you know. And I don't like this hating people. I mean, I okay, I said you want more results. Okay, but this is not, you're gonna take more results if you're gonna say you hate somebody for their results. Anyway, we all have chances to have these results. I mean, nobody's like, you don't have this chance, I have it. No, everybody can try. But the word for having results, the first word for having results is try. Do something for, you know, like people to see you. You stay there, hide it in your house, nobody knows that you want to write. Write, express yourself, say what you want to say. If you have a solution or an advice, this is another thing, but don't hate. Don't say that the other one doesn't deserve a prize or something. It's not like you're gonna be appreciated for this. I know this is, you know, like a kind of literary battle. Many people want to, you know, show that they are the ones who deserve and they are the best. But it should not be a competition. It should be like a friendship, you know, a literary friendship. Come on, I appreciate you, you appreciate me, people appreciate us. Let's be happy. Let's be a community. Let's be together. Because if we hate each other, what do? Okay, you take a few recognitions and then people, you know, will be afraid to come to you closer, because they will say, oh, he's the one who hates. He's the one with hatred. Come on, let's go away. No, why you should do this? This hatred thing is a disease, Khushbu. It's a real disease in our life.
Exactly.
A big disease. Yeah.
Exactly, Bogdana. There shouldn't be any hate in this world. Exactly. Very powerful thought
Yeah,
you have.
especially for beautiful things. I mean, when you see something beautiful, you should not hate. You should appreciate, because that beautiful thing creates you a good a good state of mind. You know.
Exactly. We should appreciate each other. That is how we are going to connect with each other. Exactly, Budgana. Budgana, as you are an author, can we hear one or two poem of yours?
Yeah, sure. Um, I wrote a poem which is called "I Met a Street Child," and it's about, for example, the homeless children, because, you know, I was very impressed by this issue.
Exactly.
I met a street child in the evening. He was so poorly dressed. It was so cold, but the cold air was more sharpened for this poor fellow. I promised to get him a blanket, but until I came back, he died. This was unfair. The miracle was gone. The questions could not stop. Why was I the one to see him dying? I don't know the answer. The wind kept blowing my face and kept blowing my soul. I came home and I could not use the blanket because the blanket was a luxury. This was the first one.
Wow. It was a very fantastic poem, and
Thank,
actually, the theme was very fantastic, I want to say, and it was beautifully written. Right.
thank you. And
Uh,
the other one is about, I don't know, generally about the life and about the fact that life is short. It's called burning.
yeah, very.
Life,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
No, no, it's
Life is a cigarette. It lights up with dreams, with hopes, with wind in your mind's boat. But you have little time to make them true. This cigarette finishes very quickly. You don't have time to have pleasure, enough pleasure for the things you do. You are always in a race. You are always on the edge. And when you finish it, when you finish accomplishing, you don't have time to live. The cigarette burns, and what you did is only smoke.
wow. It was about life, and
Yeah, yeah, about the fact that life is so short and you want to do a lot of things, and sometimes God is the one who puts you the limit and says, come on, your life is over now. And you have that regret that you haven't done a lot of things. You wished to have a lot time. This is our problem in this life, that, okay, life is a gift, but it's so little time. A little time to offer, a little time to change something. That's why we should appreciate it, because many people waste their time doing stupid things. Maybe we should appreciate that little time. For example, if we come home from work and we have only 1 hour to stay, let's say, with our family, or 2 hours, because then we have, I don't know what to do. Appreciate that hour like it's the last hour you have with your family. If you do something you like, writing, or I don't know, go and do that thing with pleasure like it's the last hour you have. Like, I don't know, like God will come and say, this is your last day. Because we don't have this time unlimited, unfortunately. This is our limited problem.
yes,
The rest can be unlimited if we want to. Our imagination, our good heart, if we want to, it can be unlimited. Some people say, I can't change the world because I don't have money. I can't change it either because I'm not a millionaire, billionaire. Okay. But if I don't have money, at least I can have a good advice. I can talk to people who cry and have a problem and they don't have nobody to talk to. I can change something if I want to change. So the real problem, or the real help is not only in money, is in telling a good soul, it's telling a good, a good word, encouraging somebody. Especially, I again, maybe I repeat myself. I saw many posts of many stranger poets, whom I don't know. They post sometimes like, I want to give up on my life. They post messages like this on Facebook and nobody writes them. They are like, okay, he wrote, so what? Maybe, I don't know, maybe he will be okay. What if he's not? What if he, after, in the immediate second, he will go on suicide?
yeah,
You
exactly.
can give him a message. You can say, don't do this. Come on, let's talk. Let's see what is your problem, if you can manage this. This is the problem that a lot of people who just go blindly when it's about pain, when it comes about pain. I saw another news that made me cry. A few days ago, I saw that in France, it was a well-known photographer, and he went down, to have a walk in the evening, and he got sick, and he fell down on the street, and it passed 9 hours until a homeless guy found him, but it was too late and he died. Why
Oh,
only homeless people should see this? Why? How could you just pass like 9 hours and not see that guy fall down? How could you? How it's impossible not to see somebody who fell down. So this is so unfair. I don't know where we're so like we don't care, because I know that this is pandemic. I know that people are like they're afraid of disease and getting sick, but this is not the reason to behave like this.
yes.
I mean, come on. Instead of that guy, it could have been your mom, your dad, somebody you care. How would you like if your mom fell down on the street, you were at work, and nobody will help her? How would you feel? This is the problem. We should be more, care more for people, not thinking about, I don't care because this is not my problem or this is not my family. You should. You should, because we are people, we are not robots. That's why God gave us soul. And that's why we're not machines. So this is my message. I hope this, feeling of humanity to keep itself somehow, and to, have this struggle, because we can't, if we continue to hate so much and to be so selfish, we won't do nothing. That's what happens to the nature too, for example. Uh, there are a lot of problems with nature, a lot of floods and all kinds of problems, and everybody asks, why, God, why? Because human being likes to be destructive, to cut trees and everything, to build villas and to do a lot of things for their comfort. Why don't you care about that nature? There are a lot of animals who die, who have nothing to eat. Nobody wonders about this. There are God's creations too. We are not only us, the human being. There are animals. I just sometimes I think I have a heart in which there's too much sadness. I can't take it away. I feel like I would want to take it away, and I can't, because I can't do it on myself. I need others' help too. We are complaining all the time that we don't have, I don't know what. We don't have a smartphone. We don't have a good phone. We don't have, I don't know what. But I saw people in other countries who live under a bridge. And when the water, is flooding, the water comes in their houses under the bridge. And, there's a whole flood in their houses. They have to go out. They don't have nothing to eat. We have something to eat. Why can we, we don't have recognition for nothing. We are just like, come on, the food, I don't want to eat potatoes today. I'm stuffed with potatoes. Yeah, but other people don't have potatoes. Other people don't have a piece of bread to eat. You have a place where to live at. Some people live on the streets. Now, for example, in Romania, it's winter and there are very low temperatures, and there are people who don't have a place to stay in. So we should be grateful for everything, because everything we receive, it comes back. I believe in this idea of karma. What you give is what you take. Nothing, what goes around turns around. Nothing is for free. You have to give something in order to receive something. Nobody gives you love if you don't go and offer love. Nobody gives you a hug if you don't go and offer a hug. You can do this. Not everything is with money, but you can go and offer a smile to somebody, or a hug, or talk to that person, or help a poor lady, I don't know, an old lady, to help her with her shopping in her way home. back home. I don't know. You can do things if you want to, but it's your choice, but it also has consequences, your choice. So I think this is what people should think about and meditate. And, I'm not God. I'm not a philosopher, to say, oh, come on, you give me a lesson of life. No, I don't want to do this. I just want to give you an advice. Because, for example, I had a tough life, and my dad was a tough guy, and he didn't care about me. But I didn't revenge on that for that. Even if he did what he did, I continued my life, and I showed him that I could be stronger, more stronger than he thought I was. I don't think that if you want to resolve something, you could solve a problem with revenge. No, you shouldn't. Even if somebody makes you, I don't know, a difficult life, makes you, gives you pain, you should not revenge. You just give him love, and that is his choice. After that is his choice if he's returning love or he's not. This is his karma. You don't have to go further. You just do what you want to do.
Yes, Bogdana, you had a very powerful thought, and I hope that your thought will definitely change this world. And the message you wanted to give to our endurers of humanity, of love, and of care, it has already reached to our endurers, and they will definitely follow it, of course. And
Yeah, I
the
saw a few messages. I couldn't follow all. Maybe you will tell me what people say, but I appreciate everybody who wrote the message and everybody who followed this and this show with you. And I gave I I gave them a hug, a virtual hug, and a virtual smile. I mean, a real smile, but on virtual platform. And I encourage them to be themselves. And I hope we will meet each other on other platforms too, and maybe in real life. And uh, I really thank them for being here with us, having maybe little time to stay.
yeah, it was nice talking to you, Bogdana. And as we all are bind with the time, we have to end this session here. So, but I
Yeah,
hope you're
thank you.
present in other sessions also, because we have actually enjoyed your voice, your thought, and the way you express your things in a very positive note. That we have to we should appreciate each other. That is the only way to connect with each other and let the humanity live. These thoughts were very great. So, but for today, we have to end this session. Thank you
No
for coming.
problem.
You have found your
Thank
precious
you
time.
too. And I will be honored anytime you want to come. I will be here.
Thank you, Bogdan.
Thank you,
Uh,
Kushbu.
uh, so, for today, we are. As I have brought you 7 sessions that we have started for women empowerment, and we have learned the true meaning of. We have actually now we have learned the true meaning of women empowerment very carefully, and I have brought 7 different ladies from different backgrounds, and they have told about their struggles, what kind of a struggle they have to face in their life, and how they have actually fight with them, and then they succeed in it. So I don't think that anyone has any problem with this, the term women empowerment. So with other, we will think about the other topic also, and we will bring more and more session. We will announce it later. Thank you for today.